What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So, do indie games suck? If there's one thing I've heard so much over the recent months, it is people complaining at the great amount of indie games that we're getting right now, and also the fact that they are getting a lot of attention. Of course, you will all know that indie games have had a real rise ever since probably the launch of the PlayStation 4, launch of the Xbox One, actually the announcement even, of those consoles. Sony really started with it, really showing their support towards indie games, saying that they're a huge part of the future. Microsoft kind of, lacked that support, but where, they got some great criticism about it, and therefore they are also really kind of trying to convince indie developers to make games for them. And then the question, of course, is that really a justified thing to do? Do indie games actually add something to a console like the PS4, like the Xbox One? Now, I will say beforehand that I do think indie games are getting a little bit too much attention at the moment. Yes, I agree that when we see shows like E3 and even Gamescom, especially Gamescom last year, that was absolutely insane, where the whole conference there was 90% about it was indie games. From this game to this game to this game, it just kept going on, where we really wanted to see, I remember at that time very well, we wanted to see something like a big announcement again, like Uncharted 4 that hadn't been announced at that moment. But no, instead what we got was indie game after indie game after indie game, and it got a little crazy. That said though, I get where people are coming from, that they think, or that they are really complaining at indie games at the moment. Now, me personally, I don't hate indie games at all. I think they are actually a great addition to these consoles. Let's be honest, if there were no indie games right now, you would be playing a maximum of 1 to 2 games a month, because there's not really that much coming out. That's what everybody's complaining at, and they really fill that gap, They really make there's something to be that you can actually play at the moment, which is, a great thing. But that being said, I totally understand where the frustration is coming from, because we all really want to play the AAA games. I am somebody like that as well. I just prefer huge AAA games with big production values behind them. I prefer those games, and I'm really looking forward to the ones that are coming out very soon in terms of that category. That said though, if you look at an indie game like Resogun, or you look at something like I guess Trials Fusion isn't really an indie game because it's published by Ubisoft, but look at Journey, look at Flower, some great indie games that have come out over the past years, and I really enjoyed them, and I really don't get why people feel the need to complain at them, because like I said, they do fill that gap so that you have something to play, although they are getting too much attention at the moment for sure. So all I can really say about it is that I would I would kind of advise Sony or Microsoft to just, give indie games some attention. I would love at some point to be an indie developer, therefore I can't hate on them either. I would love to make a game myself as well, but I do really feel like Sony and Microsoft just need to kind of say, yes, we have these 10 to 20 indie games coming out in the next couple of months, and it's awesome, but then again, here are the big AAA games that you're all looking forward to as well. Spend some more attention on that, that's ultimately what people will be most looking forward to, what you can get people more hyped up with, if you know what I mean. And that said, indie games, there are a lot of them, and many of them are also cool. I guess the indie games that I really like are the ones that are either extremely fun to play, like a Resogun, or something that just tries something completely different, like a Journey, for example. I played Contrast, which came out during the launch of the PS4. That wasn't really a cool game, because it didn't do anything new. It was just a normal platformer, and it was really weak. It wasn't a very strong game, had some simple platforming gameplay. Oh no, I didn't really enjoy it. Whereas, let's be honest, Outlast, who here enjoyed that? I would have enjoyed it a lot if I wasn't too, if it didn't scare the shit out of me, when that game came out. But what it did extremely well, and I think was something that the real, horror fans really like to see at that moment. So, all in all, I feel like indie games don't deserve the hate by the gamers. They just, don't deserve as much attention as Sony and Microsoft are giving them, and that's probably the biggest issue right now. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching. Of course, let me know your opinions in the comments, and then I hope to see you again next time.